Welcome to the news at noon on TV Sapientia. My name is Chinonso Ahexteri Ekuma. 30 CSOs urge Southeast governors to address region's marginalization, and no fewer than 30 civil society groups under the aegis of concerned civil society organizations and citizens of the Southeast have expressed deep concern over the issue of imbalancing, misrepresentation, and marginalization of the Southeast, saying the development is adversely affecting the region. The group averred that the ongoing exclusion of Southeast from critical government appointments, such as the National Population Commission Board, represents not merely a political oversight, but a direct affront to the dignity and rights as a people. In a press statement jointly signed and released on Tuesday, the groups said the situation highlighted a disturbing trend where the voices of the Southeast are systematically sidelined in significant national discussions, adding that this exclusion, coupled with the inaction of the political leaders, has fostered a growing sense of disillusionment among the populace, leading to frustration and demands immediate attention. The groups include Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center, Citizens Center for Integrated Development, and Social Rights, amongst others. Moving on. Alia laments military's inability to tame Benue killers. The Benue governor, Hyacinth Alia, expressed frustration over the worsening security situation in the state, stating that despite his best efforts, insecurity continues to escalate. Speaking through his media aide Galatasaray, the governor lamented that even with the deployment of additional security personnel and visits by security chiefs, not a single terrorist had been apprehended. Governor Alia was responding to criticisms from a faction of the All Progressives Congress in Benue State, loyal to the secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, which claimed that the governor lacked the capacity to handle the state's growing insecurity. The Akume's camp, while referencing the latest attacks, which claimed 42 lives, accused Alia of being helpless and confused, calling on President Bola Tinubu to intervene. Moving on, 2 months after sacking the governing council of the University of Abuja, President Bola Tinubu has appointed new council for the university alongside the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka. In February, Tinubu dissolved the governing council of the University of Abuja and sacked the university's vice-chancellor, Aisha Maikudi, amid controversy over her eligibility. Special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, revealed this in a statement he signed Tuesday titled, "President Tinubu appoints new governing council members for 3 federal universities." The new governing council members for UNIABUJA are Professor Rosemary Egonwa South, Dr. Adedeji Adefuye Southwest, Professor Sariki Abdulkader Northwest, and Professor Aminu Duku Northeast. President Tinubu also filled the vacancies in the governing councils of the University of Nigeria and Nsukka and the Nnamdi Azikiwe University. The members appointed for UNN are Omona Odo Southeast, Mohammed Tahir Northwest. New governing council members for NAU are Dr. Nkem Okeke Southeast, Ofeke Ogbala Southeast, Dame Yakowa Northwest, and Najib Agimbiade Southwest. And on Children's Day, President Bola Tinubu his wife, Oluremi, Tinubu, governors, and other prominent personalities in the country have reaffirmed their commitment to nurturing and protecting children from abuse, especially bullying. In their speeches to mark the Children's Day on Tuesday, they described the children as Nigeria's future leaders, innovators, and change makers. In a statement posted on his official X on Tuesday to celebrate Children's Day, the president said, and I quote, "You are the pride and future of our great nation, and I join you to celebrate the 2025 National Children's Day with immense pride and profound joy." Speaking on the year's theme, Stand Up, Speak Up, Building a Bullying-Free Generation, the president described it as apt, adding that it could not have been more timely as it spoke directly to the culture the country was building. Studies estimate that in Nigeria, up to 65% of school-age children have experienced some form of physical, psychological, or social aggression. Mrs. Tinubu, in a statement, called on stakeholders to protect the children and stand against the bullying. Ekiti State Governor Mr. Biodun Oyebanji described children as special gifts from God that must be nurtured in the right way for society to benefit from their God-given potential. Ondo State Governor as well, Loki Ayedatiwa, speaking at the National Children's Day celebration in Akure, called on stakeholders to work against all forms of child abuse. The governor, Monday Okwebolo, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Fred Itoa, urged parents and guardians to dissuade their children from joining cult groups, noting that his administration remained committed to their well-being. The governor called on all adult children to embrace education, dream big, and strive for excellence, while assuring them of his continuous support in their journey towards a successful future. Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak of Kwara State, in a statement posted on his X handle, said the government remained committed to children's education, healthcare, facilities, and welfare. Traders inside the popular Omogu Drug Market in Onitsha, Anambra State, have drawn the battle line with the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control over the reopening of the market, shut since February 15th, 2025. Operatives of NAFDAC, led by the Director, Southeast Zone, Dr. Martins Iluyomade, had raided the market and uncovered over 10 trucks of fake drugs estimated at over 1 trillion naira. The fake drugs were later destroyed at the Aswama dump site in Oka by the agency after the exercise. However, concerns have been raised since February 9th when NAFDAC officials raided the market with traders and other stakeholders, lamenting the untold hardship the development has brought upon them. In a new twist to the drama, the affected traders are alleging that NAFDAC imposed a fine of 700,000 naira on each of them before reopening of their shops. Speaking on Monday, the affected traders described the action of NAFDAC as scandalous, outrageous, and reprehensible, adding that they had documented evidences to prove that NAFDAC had officially collected the sum of 700,000 naira from every shop owner in the drug market in order to allow them have access to their shops. They alleged further that over 1,000 shops owners have paid the contentious 700,000 naira access fee. However, NAFDAC, led by Martins Iluyomade, its counsel Jumbo Washington, denied the imposition of 700,000 naira levy on traders before their shops could be reopened for trading. He also denied that the Omogu market, Onitsha, is under seal, adding that the market has since been unsealed by NAFDAC and others, and traders have gained access to their shops and doing their normal businesses. Moving on. Stakeholders in Ebonyi State have accused some officials of primary health care centers of allegedly extorting money from enrollees with the Ebonyi State Health Insurance Agency during medical outreaches. Many medical outreaches conducted in the state, including that of the Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, Honorable Moses Odonwa, have provided free malaria, typhoid, HIV screening, mother and child testing, and drugs to residents in the area. However, findings during medical outreaches in communities like Ogagbi, Ndufechara, Item Amego, and Odumowo in Yumego have revealed the disturbing pattern by handlers of the scheme at the grassroots level. A native of Ogagbi community of Iko local government area of the state, Matawali, described the health insurance scheme as a scam and called on the relevant authorities to sanitize the system. And now on the foreign scene, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on Tuesday ordered the suspension of student visa processing in the latest swipe at foreign students in the country. The White House is cracking down on foreign students at U.S. universities, revoking visas and deporting those involved in protests against the war in Gaza, accusing them of supporting Palestinian militant group Hamas. Rubio earlier rescinded hundreds of visas, and President Donald Trump's administration moved to bar Harvard University from admitting non-Americans. A cable signed by Rubio orders embassies and consulates not to allow any additional student or exchange visa appointment capacity until further guidance is issued. The government also plans to ramp up vetting of the social media profiles of international applicants to U.S. universities, the cable said. The move came as Harvard students protested after the government said it intends to cancel all remaining financial contracts with the elite school. Trump's latest attempt to force the institution to submit to unprecedented oversight. And now in sports, Victor Osimhen is edging closer to securing a lucrative move to Saudi Arabian champions Al-Hilal, as desperate Galatasaray supporters launch increasingly creative campaigns to persuade the Nigerian striker to remain in Istanbul, including a heartfelt plea displayed on a Times Square billboard in New York City. The 26-year-old is reportedly in advanced negotiation with Al-Hilal over a 3-year contract worth close to 50 million euros per season, according to Sky Sports. Despite passionate appeals from Galatasaray fans who have witnessed him light up the Turkish Super League with 25 goals and 5 assists in 29 games, the latest fan-driven gesture saw a digital billboard at Times Square displayed the message, and I quote, "Stay with us," as part of an ongoing #Stay With Us campaign, representing one of the most prominent locations globally for the Turkish supporters' desperate bid to retain their star performer. The billboard appearance comes ahead of Galatasaray's upcoming clash against Başakşehir, where fans are planning an even grander tribute involving 5,000 drones that will form a portrait of Osimhen over the Ali Sami Yen Rams Park. And that is the much we have today on Sapiencia News at Noon. My name is Chinonso IX3 Ekuma. I have to thank the editorial team led by Oma Obiora, and as well the production team led by our man himself, Peter Okafor, and his team. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.